Hi, everyone. As promised, this is your first of the revision quickies. It relates to the total revenues. And as you can see it on the screen, what is total revenue? We know it. It is the price times the quantity, price times quantity. So if, for example, in a market such as that for apples, where there are thousands of sellers and not a single seller has any control on the price of a good, the firm becomes a price taker. So at $1.05, the firm is not able to change the price. It is able to sell as much as it can at that fixed price from the market. So at $5, 1 kg's total revenue becomes 5, 10, 15. It's a simple table that's going on here. Now, if you can, again, very clearly see that in this particular table, it is the price times quantity. And because the price remains same, the total revenue is continuously increasing, right? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Can the revenue decrease? We will see it in the other type of example very soon. So total revenue, and if you were to draw this line, naturally the total revenue would be a line like this here. So it'll be like, it could start from 0 because I haven't taken the quantity as 0. So there the total revenue would be, right? So this is how this example is showing you the total revenue. Now, what is this marginal revenue? Marginal, I have been repeatedly telling you this word. Marginal means addition, the change. So how much has been the change in the revenue with every single unit or every single kg of apple that the seller has been able to sell here, right? So marginal revenue here is nothing but the change in total revenue, the change in total revenue, as you can see it, divided by the change in quantity. In this particular example, you can see the change in quantities each time only 1. Change is the difference. Please remember, change is the difference, not the next number. Many people take that by mistake also. So that is the marginal revenue, and you can see marginal revenue is still the same because every additional unit that is being sold at the same price. And that's why it stays the same. $5 each for every additional one. Another concept that you had learned was the average. What is average revenue? Remember the word? Average relates to per unit. So average revenue is the per unit revenue for the good that you're selling. Let me just clear it up. So the per unit, how do I work out this per unit? Per unit is simply the total revenue divided by the quantity. So if it's the total revenue divided by the quantity, it is nothing but price times quantity divided by quantity, and that's why it's equal to price. And this is one reason, ever if you're given only the price, just take it very clearly. You don't have to calculate average revenue. It is the same thing. Average revenue and the price are the same. All right. So moving on to the next example from here very quickly. We've got another example too with a firm that could be, maybe selling something different, as in a pen, right? Naturally, these 3 pens are different in their design style. So I can charge different prices for each pen, right? That's one thing. So I have some control on selling of these pens if I had to in the market, which means in terms of the price, if there is some control, I'll have no option. But if I wanted to sell more of these pens or more of these pens or more of these pens, I'll have to abide by the law of demand, which means I can sell more only if the price is reduced, if the price is decreased, right? So you can see it here that as the price decreases, you can sell more. 1, 2, 3. So here we are decreasing the price each time to be able to sell more. How does that affect my total revenue or marginal revenue? This is something that we can clearly understand just looking at these numbers, of course, but reminding you total revenue is price times quantity. So we are calculation wise, the formula wise, it's the same, but the outcome is being different here now, right? Why is the outcome being different? You will see it here. That is, if use the annotation again. So here it is, the total revenue. each time. Of course, the quantity sold each time is increasing only by 111. So we had total revenue in principle, if I was to draw these lines here, in terms of, one sec, I'll just clear it up first. So you can see that the average revenue in this case is actually still the same, of course, the price, but the marginal revenue is being less than the average revenue. So back to this, in this case, the total revenue is actually showing a very typical feature that you have learned from elasticity. And what is that feature? As the price is decreasing, you can see price is decreasing, total revenue is increasing to start with. Price is decreasing, total revenue is increasing, yeah? So if I had to draw that, I'll show you on the next bit, but it means elasticity is more than 1. We have done this before, right? So, and later, if you see here, price is decreasing, but the revenue is also decreasing, right? So if the price is decreasing and revenue is decreasing, we say elasticity is less than 1. And this is the reason here that the additional is being even negative, right? So in a market where the business has a control over price, the revenue lines can be, different, and we need to be monitoring them very carefully. So I'll show you both the cases at a go now. Here it is the mess from my previous work, it seems. Sorry, let me just keep it like that. Yeah. So in the first case, the revenue lines would be like this. For this one, the total revenue would be, you can see it continuously increasing. We said that. And the average and the marginal revenue, you can see both of them are equal, right? So in this, average revenue is equal to marginal revenue. This is the price, this is the quantity. Price, quantity. However, in this case, the total revenue in this case, as you can see it here, what is happening to the total revenue? It rises to begin with. Shall I change the color so that there's no confusion for you? Yes, let me do that. So here it is. It's going up to start with until this point, right? And then it has reached its maximum where we say it is equal to 1, and there it goes down. This is the price elasticity is also being factored in here very clearly, that the revenue goes up and then eventually decreases. How would the average and the marginal revenue lines look like? While in the price where the price was fixed at 5, both of them were equal, right? Both of them are equal. But in this case, the marginal revenue is even going negative, while the average revenue, I'll change the color, here it is. So please understand this. This is, of course, the price column. So here, okay, price and quantity. So I hope it helps you to remember, if the price is fixed, the total revenue line is upward sloping and the average and the marginal revenue are equal. This is the takeaway from this. And if the price has to be changed, which is the case in most of the market structures except perfect competition, it is the revenue line goes up and goes down, and the elasticity is reflected here. And this is how the marginal revenue lines and average revenue lines would sit in a competitive market, where you have some control on price. That's it for the revenues. And we will start with the remaining bits in the next quickie.